And of course, my pop-up window doesn't work. We'll stay on here for a few minutes and see what happens. Hey, there's somebody. Yeah, it's a late one. Went out with the wife, and we went out and enjoyed an evening and listened to some live music. And now I'm home. I figured I'd try to do this while I still got a little bit of energy left because I'm beat. But I figured I'd at least get out there and say, hey, and what's going on? No, not a big drinker. Most I drank was just some water. Kind of boring like that. Occasionally I'll drink something. Hey, Jonathan, what's happening? Yeah, this was a late one. Like I said, I just figured I'd put one up out there and see if anybody pops in the window. And give it a little bit here and say, hey, what's going on? So they work has hired another transmission tech, which I really could use one because I get buried up with them, as many as I'm doing the basket cases, and then getting parts on top of that has just been ridiculous. So they hired a new guy, and man, it's a mess. We really don't have the room for it, but we had to make it work. So I used to have 2 transmission benches there. Now we're split it up, and I gave one to him, and I kept the other one, and it's in the middle of a move, and I got a Cruise half tore apart, and Silverado. Well, let's see, I got a Tahoe now, and the big thing is waiting on converters. Parts has been getting hard to get. So anyway, what's new with everybody? Anything good? Jonathan, you're still at work, huh? You must work the B shift or yeah, you probably did. I hit the nitrous one time and obviously killed it. I'm sure it did. 700s aren't real good for nitrous just because of the fact they don't have compensation for difference in airflow. So that was where the 700s had the shortcoming. The 4L60 had a mass airflow sensor on it, so it could compensate for the change in the airflow and ramp the pressure up a lot quicker. But yeah, on the stock 700, I'm sure it probably said, nope, not today. Yeah, my guess is you've probably got either a Ford clutch that's slipping, but probably not. It's probably probably the 3/4 clutch is a little weak. And that's funny. It could be ballooning the converter too. Ballooning happens when you actually overpower the stall, and it has to have somewhere to go. Because if a torque converter is like 2 fans working against each other, is how that works. And when you get one that you're actually pushing it more than the other one can catch up, then it'll try to turn that one backwards, but the fluid's got to go somewhere, so it just balloons the converter. That's what they call ballooning. It usually turns it blue too. It creates so much heat. So A TCI, huh? Well, it's going to be cheaper than a lot of them, that's for sure. Probably through Summit, they're probably pretty reasonable. Pumpkin seeds, huh? You know, funny thing, one year we decided to have a garden at our place up in Missouri, and I planted yellow squash and zucchini, not expecting them to take off. And I did what they said is probably you kind of make them in a round basin or something like that. Holy cow! I had freaking cucumber. I should say cucumber and yellow squash. I had them running out of my ears. I mean, that stuff grew so fast. I was like, holy cow. Never had much luck with corn, though. And tomatoes like hot environments. But the bugs seem to like the tomatoes too. And I don't want to spray them with any herbicide or anything like that. Yeah, it's good sauteed in the pan with a little bit of butter. You're gonna have the Great Pumpkin Festival going on there. Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin, you know. Well, one thing about pumpkin, it's if you've ever made uh, pumpkin pie from fresh pumpkin, oh Nelly, is it good? We've done that before, or at least I have before. I've made pumpkin from scratch before, or not from scratch. Made pumpkin pie from scratch. Oh baby, that's what you call good stuff. That and a good apple pie made with um, Granny Smiths or green apples. You know, they make a really good pumpkin pie. Just some sugar and some cinnamon. Pumpkin pie is yeah, I knew what you meant. Pumpkin pie is the bomb, and I agree to that. Just as long as you don't douse it, you know, with whipped cream and all. Can't douse it with whipped cream. You got to taste the pumpkin and not the whipped cream. Since we've had that discussion before. But man, I tell you what, it's been raining like cats and dogs down here. We got a little bit of a break, but it rained. Whipped cream is the business. You know, it's not bad, but it's got to be real stuff. I mean, it can't be Cool Whip. It's got to be the real stuff. But I don't like a lot of it. You know, you can put a little bit on there. Yeah, you're good, but you can't just douse it with it. And I'm not a big whipped cream fan and milkshakes either. But of course, I'm talking about all that stuff, and I can't eat it anymore. Dr. Bat ripped me a new butthole when I went in there last Friday. So that stuff is off limits for me. Yeah, Jonathan, we've been getting rain almost every day here, and just it's been super humid this year, super wet. By the time you think it's going to dry out, it rains again. And was it? Let's see, last weekend. Yeah, last weekend I think on Sunday, I spent about 6 hours on the mower. Got all of our property mowed, but I mow the pasture too. We don't let it get very tall to help control the flies, and it was thick. Cool whip of shit. Yep. Excuse me. But anyway, we got my wife's nephews coming in tomorrow. Well, actually, they're already down here, but they're coming up tomorrow. They're going to stay with us for a little bit. So that ought to be a good time. But yeah, like I said, it's been just rainy, humid, hot. You come in from outside, you come in the house, and it's like you're walking into a cooler. I mean, it's just because it's that damp and it's that cool. Oh, I see a spot on the wall I missed today cleaning. Yeah, Stephen, I don't have another project right at the moment, but the transfer case, I'm trying to work out a deal with Eric. It's his transfer case, and we're trying to work out a deal. I need a cab for my pickup, something fierce. Being as it was a Midwest truck, they use a lot of salt and stuff on the road, and they got this new stuff that's not salt. It's like a brine solution, but that stuff is nasty hard, corrosive on it makes everything rust like astronomically fast. Anyway, so my poor pickup Bertha has got no rockers left on it and no cab corners. And it's getting to the point where it's starting to get up and around the latch for the bottom of the door. Because it's an extended cab. So I'm going to have to put a cab on it because there's not enough metal there to put rockers, inner and outer rockers on. It's too far gone. So I'm going to have to put a cab on it. But anyway, he supposedly got a cab. I'm going to try to get over there and look at it, see what kind of shape it's in. He said it doesn't have any rust on it. If that's true and it doesn't, that's good and solid. Then what I'll do is I'll just swap the cab out on my pickup. Yeah, but it's better than trying to cut what level, because the metal is so far gone on mine. A cab is a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but in the same instance, I'd like to keep my truck. I really can't afford a new truck. Plus, they don't make a truck that you can get a big block in it like what mine's got with an Allison transmission. So, yeah, but that's part of the deal that I'm trying to work out. He's gonna cut the cab in for me because I guess it's Pooter. He's gonna cut the cab in, and then when it comes time, we'll swap the cab over and probably do the whole truck. I got to find a bed for it too because it's starting to get rotten underneath the fender flares. But yeah, and that will be a project that I'll record because what I really want to do, if I'm going that far, I want to strip the frame down and have it clean to the rust and powder coated, so I can get some more life out of it. Plus, I need to replace the B&W hitch that's in there because the plates are starting to rust pretty good on it too. So it needs to be replaced. So, but I'd rather keep my old pickup because, like I said, you can't buy a big block and an Allison, and that thing has been phenomenal for towing. And, down the road, project for that engine is I'll probably modify that engine a little bit too to get a little more power out of it. It all depends. Yeah. I mean, it's not exactly the Camaro content that I'd hope to get, but it's everyday stuff that I've got to take care of. I've got to keep my main stuff running. But I'm getting ready to, since I got most of the projects done, I'm going to start working on the donor again, continue on that, try to get it running so I can get the engine out of it and get it going for Scarlett. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but I need to get the donor car torn apart and get it out of my yard. There's tons of good parts on it. I'm going to strip what parts I can sell. I miss Bailey. Sell whatever I don't need. And hi, Sweet Pea. I see you. I see you. Yeah, there's tons of good parts on that car, and I'll sell whatever I can. If anybody's interested in the stuff. That was actually my canine daughter, and that's her slurping the water. She's loud at it. But as far as the gate's concerned, nope, we're just doing it manual for right now. I got to figure out something to keep that board from blowing. I think what I'm going to do is change the breaker out in the panel and put a GFCI. Yeah, she might put a GFCI in the panel instead of using the outlet. I really don't want to put more money in that gate and then have that thing pop again. It's getting ridiculous. It's expensive. Excuse me. I told myself if it blew again, I was going to update it and put the newer box in there, but man, I don't know. The way everything's going up in prices, it's just ridiculous. I was telling the wife, went to Walmart yesterday. Yeah, yesterday on the way home. And a couple of weeks ago, I bought charcoal because we grill out a lot. And they had the 2 great big bags of Kingsford for $16.97 for the pair of them for a pack of 2. Well, when I was in there yesterday, it was $19.97. So it went up $3. And that's the way everything is. It's just starting to nickel and dime you to death. I mean, it's ridiculous. I can only imagine what it's like out there in California. Yeah, that gate is a convenience more than anything. It's really nice to have, and it works great when it works. But man, it can't keep popping the board like that. It's just killing me. Because every time it does it, it's $300-$400 to fix it. But anyway, Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I've been kind of looking at some Class A motorhomes, old style stuff. Get rid of the fifth wheel, and I don't know. No, since I put the box on it the last time and sealed the conduits, I haven't had one ant left in that box. They have left it alone. Of course, I cut off their access to get into the box, so I had no ants in there whatsoever. It's been nice for a change. Everything's nice and clean in there. They're definitely attracted to the electrical activity, for sure. Found my Indian shirt. We've ridden a couple of Indian motorcycles. And I really like them. I've got a Yamaha Roadliner now, which is a 2012. I bought it brand new in 2014. And it's a good bike. I'd just like to have something a little more comfortable. Yeah, I like it a lot. I've been to a lot of their ride and drive events where they got a bunch of bikes there and you can test different versions of them. And I really liked the Chieftain Touring, the one that's got all the bags on it and stuff like that. I'm getting to that age where I'm not that important with looks, but just something that rides nice. And man, they're so smooth. You get on my bike, it's more of a sport touring, I guess you could say, like a boulevard type bike. I mean, it's a big bike. It's 1,852 cc. And it's a V twin, and it makes good power. Well, I've got a fifth wheel now. But we'd always talked about doing a driver or something like that. But I don't know. It's just talk right now. I'd like to be able to do that and just tour the country and, visit fellow YouTubers and kind of take the whole show on the road. I think that would be neat. But I think I'm way too young to do it. I still need to work quite a few more years, I think. But I don't want to get too old to where I can't enjoy it. Every time you go camping's a cool thing. I'm going to tell you, I really enjoy to camp. Always have. My parents raised me around the campground. We used to go to this one campground every year down by Table Rock Lake. Jonathan, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll get a live stream a little earlier next week, but I can't promise anything. It's just all up in the air. But you have the same night too, brother. But on the motorhome, we've got a fifth wheel and it's got some age on it, but I'd like to find an older diesel pusher, like I don't know, maybe like a late 80s Prevost. It's got the 8V92 TA Detroit in it. Always like the two-stroke Detroits. Man, they've got a unique sound. Get a turbocharged. I think they made those in like two different versions. I think they had them. They had a 400 horse, and they had a 450 horse and a 500 horse, and they're running dudes. But I think that would be cool, and just tour and put a stacker behind it or something like that could carry a couple of cars. I don't know how well the older buses like that would hold up doing that. I know Detroits don't like to be overheated. So cooling system is very important on that one. I don't know what they're rated to tow either. I had fish tanks growing up, Stephen. I just had small ones, 10-gallon, that kind of stuff. Used to have angel fish in there, neon fish. I did have a beta, but you can only have one of them. If otherwise, you get two of them, and they're always fighting each other, and they tear each other till one of them dies. If you get an ornery one, they like to eat the angel fish too, so you got to be careful with that. But yeah, I really liked it, but it takes some time to keep them clean. Wow. 4 of them at a time. I couldn't imagine that. It took me a while to find a filter for the fish tank that I actually liked that was halfway decently quiet. Didn't make a lot of noise. And it took me a while, and I finally found one that worked really good. And of course, I don't think I got any of that stuff. I think I threw it all away. I got to the point where I just didn't have time to do it. And cleaning all the poop at the bottom of the tank tend to have been fun. You don't want to shock the fish, but yet you don't want to take too much water out of the tank either. Yeah. Back then, they had a bunch of dividers you could put in the tanks. You actually put the divider right smack in the middle of the tank to keep the fish separated. But anyway, hey, on another note, been working on the new editing computer, and I actually did the first test fires on it yesterday. I can't do anything with it because I don't have a video card for it yet, but I can at least do, test fires to make sure everything's going to work and the placement's right. And like I said, still got some bugs to work out, but I'm getting closer. I still need a controller card for my hard drive array that's going to be my storage, and I need a video card. And I think once I get the video card, should be able to get the thing loaded up with an operating system and get ready to put it in service. I'm getting kind of excited. I'd like to get that thing done. Again, it's been kind of a financial strain, so Anyway. Next weekend ought to be a hoot. Nope, I don't have a video loaded for tomorrow. So there won't be one tomorrow for sure. I don't think I do anyway. I think all of them I've got they're all done. Let me look here. Let's see. Unedited. Nope, I don't think I get any. I think all those are all done. Well, if you watch old Cletus McFarland, he's got that Danger Ranger 9000, which ought to be hilarious. First time they're letting spectators race Ford Rangers around the track down there at the Freedom Factory. That ought to be hilarious to watch. And then they got spectator drags, I think, the night before, which that's always fun to watch. So he's got it working, man. He's really got his stuff together. I'm happy for him for sure. He's living every gearhead's dream. I did see that, and that's pretty unique for sure. It's pretty cool. And it seems like everybody's starting to buy abandoned racetracks. In fact, I guess TJ Hunt's looking at one too. I don't know if he ever pulled the plug on it or pulled the trigger on it, but there was another track out there that he was trying to buy. So apparently that's a YouTuber thing now, buying old abandoned racetracks and that kind of stuff. It's more money than I got. You know what's funny? Just go to some of your favorite YouTubers and punch them in on Social Blade to see what their estimated revenue is for a week and a month. It just like Demolition Ranch. Holy cow. That's crazy. You know, I didn't know that WWE was on YouTube also. They've got 80 million subscribers. Holy cow, 80 million. Yeah, I've seen some of the Goon Squad stuff. Haven't watched any of it lately, but I've checked it out. Be honest with you, I spend way too much time on YouTube anyway. I like making the videos, but I like watching them just as much as making them. And 67 is nice. 68's my favorite of the first gens like that. Actually 70 was a second gen though. 70's probably got to be my favorite of the Camaros. Other than my 87. But those were the classics. But anyway. Yeah, everybody likes the 70 to 73 split bumpers for sure. That's one of my favorites. That's what I was referring to when I said I like the 70s. Yeah, those are beautiful cars. I like the 71 Chevelle also. And the reason why I say the 71, obviously, was telling my age. That's the same year I was born, but they had the round taillights in the rear, and they had the 4 headlights. The 70 had the 4 headlights, but it had square taillights. I think when they went to the round taillights, it made it look a whole lot better. Oh, man. I got to call it a night, y'all. I'm about to fall asleep sitting here in the chair. So I know it's a short one. There's only a couple of you on here. But like I said, I'm going to cut it short for the night. Sorry I didn't get on here a little earlier to have a better conversation. So I have not. I will look into that, Stephen, for sure. So with that being said, I'm going to call it a night. Y'all take care of yourself. Take care of each other. God bless you and God bless America. We'll see you in the next one, y'all. Bye-bye.